Hey, you guys, your girl G here. Welcome back to my channel. Coming to talk to you about another episode of Marriage Bootcamp Hip Hop Edition. I'm sorry I'm not able to be on camera, but I at least wanted to come and talk to y'all because it was the finale and there are definitely some things we got to get into. So let's go ahead and break down the episode. So, we open up with basically Mariah Lynn going to put her pajamas on because she didn't had enough of watching Rich Dollars and A1 watching these girls shaking that ass on camera, basically. K Michelle and Lyrica didn't want none. They was just like, man, this is what these dudes do. I ain't surprised. Like, I'm going to sleep. But Mariah Lynn felt, she felt a little feisty that night. She felt like she wanted to go start some shiz. So she goes to put her pajamas on and she came downstairs and bust through and was like, hey, what y'all doing? And Rich Dollars and A1 happened to have been sitting down at the time. So she was like, what y'all up to? And they're like, man, just chilling, having a fun time. It's Caston's birthday. So, what's up? If it's up, if it's stuck type stuff. We up in this party. It's going up on a Tuesday. I wonder what happened to that man. It's going up on a Tuesday. I wonder what the hell happened to him. Yeah, but nonetheless, back to the story. Yes, so Mariah basically was kind of alluding to Rich, like, yeah, I saw how you was looking at the girls. He was like, man, what you talking about? She was like, what was they doing? He was like, doing what they usually do. She was like, yeah, with her legs up like this, and you was looking at her, you was looking at that snatch. And he was like, really? She was like, yeah, I saw. And so she was like, and also I saw the way you was looking at her, you was giving those eyes. He was like, what eyes? She was like, you were looking at her like, girl, you know what if you wouldn't know what I would do to you type stuff. He was like, what? And she was like, basically he was giving her the flirt, like the what they call you, the like the fuck me eyes or whatever. Like, I'm looking at you and I'm basically like undressing you with my eyes. Like, that's what Mariah Lynn was alluding to Rich Dollars doing. When you see it, basically. But Rich Dollars, he was like, man, I know what Mariah doing. She trying to start a fight with me just in case, one of us fail tomorrow. And, sometimes people do that. They start fights out of, anxiety or survival mode, because at least if we're fighting, like if I have to walk away, it's easier to do it when we're fighting, not when we're getting along. And so he was like, man, you just worry about failing that test tomorrow. I bet you that. And she's like, I ain't gonna fail. You are. He was like, okay. They basically like made a bet. And so she was like, okay, if you lose, then you ain't getting none of this, this pink, none of this pink pearl. I love the way they say it on P Valley, the pink, you ain't getting that pink pearl, till Christmas. And he was like, okay, if you lose, she's like, I'll rub your feet whenever you want for a month. And so A1 was like, shit, you better take that. So they did that. They did a handshake, and the test definitely did not go the way that some of us probably thought. Caston and his ass was still in the goddamn, boom boom room with the COVID friendly boom boom room. Yeah, Ray's boom boom room. If you know what that's from, drop down in the comments. So the next morning, everybody's getting up and we see the guys in the room. Or no, actually no, we start with the girls. So basically, all the girls are talking about, what's gonna happen during the day. K Michelle's kind of feeling like, I gotta understand that, Caston's the man that I want to be with, and I gotta be willing to compromise and actually make this relationship work. For Mariah Lynn, she kind of feels like, how much longer can I put up with Rich Dollars? Like, not only does she kind of feel like embarrassed with him sometimes, but you can definitely tell, like, she walks around as if like Rich Dollars is almost ashamed to be with Mariah Lynn, because like I said, Mariah Lynn was a girl who literally was like, I was a hoe, and I'm admitting it, and men already feel some type of like dingbat way about being with women who other men perceive to be hoes. So it's kind of just like, she kind of like feels that energy from him sometimes. And not only that, like with him cheating and not being monogamous, it's like, man, do I really want to keep putting myself through this hurt? And then for Lyrica, she's just kind of thinking back on things, and she's just kind of like, I just hope, A1 could get it together, because this is honestly like our last shot. This is really like the last thing for us, because we're already not living together. And, the only thing that's keeping us working on things is the fact that we have Ocean. And Ocean, I'm not gonna lie, was not to me the prettiest name when I first heard it, but it kind of grew on me. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so she's just, she kind of feels like, for this decision, it's a little bit more critical for me because there is a kid involved. And, K Michelle's just offering that piece of advice of like, look, you know, y'all gonna have to, even though y'all may not, sorry y'all if y'all heard that notification. It's like, even though y'all may not be on a romantic relationship, y'all can still co-parents and, still do things for him if, you really feel like you're ready to move on from, A1. So we get to the next room and the guys, they're there and they kind of got it produced as if like Caston woke up from the hangover. And basically he was turned up. It was his birthday. So understood. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. All I want for my birthday. That's what I was listening to in the car today. Um, but yeah, Caston, he wake up and Rich Dollars, he was already up. He like, man, you just now waking up, but I've been up. Like my anxiety, I'm tripping, about what this, lie detector test results are gonna be because, I'm really, I think Rich Dollars, this was a really good thing for Rich Dollars. Like he's getting to that age where it's like, shoot, I'm damn near gotta pop a blue chew for this thing to get up. Like I gotta pop a blue chew for this thing to get up. And I can't be doing this all my life. I can't be out here being a part of a creep squad like I'm in goddamn high school. But yeah, and so A1, he really feeling like god dang, like, Lyrica may not, keep putting up with me, but I'm trying to show her I really want to work on things. And A1 and Lyrica definitely have been trying to fix things for their son, but it's going to be a struggle because Lyrica does struggle with those trust issues with him, and he knows that. So they finally go downstairs to get the results of the lie detector test. And we start with we start with K Michelle and Caston. So K Michelle was basically asked if Caston basically if Caston's dreams don't align with yours, would you still stay with him? And she surprisingly said yes, and no deception was indicated. And that made a lot of people surprised because all freaking season, K Michelle's been like, I want my two girls, I want my pink pony, I want my, picket fence. Like, she's like, I'm gonna have my life whether you end it or not. And it's just kind of like, I'm glad she did say that because at the end of the day, like K Michelle, like, you keep trying to have this life that you've pictured and you just want to pick up somebody and throw it in there, and you can't do that because it's like you're completely forgetting about what the other person wants. And K Michelle did, recognize that and said she's, willing to compromise. Now for Caston, his question was, okay, do you plan on proposing to K Michelle before the end of year 2022? And he was like, yes, and no deception was indicated. So for both of them, it was kind of like, okay, we really want to work on this. Like, we can make this thing shake. So moving on, we get to, it's really funny because like as they start going down the couples and the no deception indicators were, starting to get hit, or the deception indicators, it was like, uh-oh, like it's starting to narrow down which one of you niggas is lying. So A1 and Lyrica, they go with A1 first. A1, bro, what is going on with your hair? Like every time I see that scene, it's like, oh my God, bro, your hair, you look like you went to the damn dog salon and they fucked your head up. All these goddamn colors, looking like a preschool tie-dye first aid kit. I just don't get it. But yeah, so of course, A1 was asked if he can be in a monogamous relationship with Lyrica. Surprise, deception was indicated, and of course he mad, talking about, man, I ain't gonna worry about no test. I know me, I know who I want to be with, I know I'm what type of man I want to be for her. And it's like, yeah, that's what you niggas say all the time. I want to be this for her. And there are a lot of men who truly believe they want to be this for a woman, but it's, yeah, you want to be, but are you capable of being that person for Lyrica? And the truth is, no. It is what it is. A1, you've had your opportunity and you keep fucking up. And how many times do you niggas expect women to stay around? And especially they use the kid always as like a chokehold of like, man, let's stay together for the kids. Let's stay together for the kids. And men, y'all want to say women trap men, but niggas trap bitches too, because they know as soon as they put a baby in a woman, she feels almost like obligated to staying with a man. And tolerating freaking abuse. And it's no, like, ladies, stop doing that, because that's not what being together is supposed to be. Like, your kids are supposed to see mommy and daddy together, like in a happy functional relationship, And Dr. Ish does tell her that later on in the episode. So we move on to Lyrica's, lie detector test, and hers came back deception indicated as well after being asked, are you in love with A1? And, she basically responded with, I've been with this man. I've been put up with so much. So, I have built up a wall with, this man because he has cheated on me so many times, which I already knew. I think a lot of us kind of already knew that Lyrica's in a space of, yeah, she loves A1 because we were married and we have a son together, but being in love with him, I really don't think she is. I think she's already moved out. She's kind of emotionally separated herself. And this was a last ditch effort. And A1 is like, how long do you really expect somebody to stay with you? Like, you niggas, how long do y'all really expect women to stay with y'all? And like, it's just the entitlement for me. So since both of them had deception indicated, that leaves us with one liar left. And it was so funny the way Judge Toller was dragging it out, because she was like, Rich Dollars, Mariah Lynn, both of y'all had the same question. Can you be in a monogamous relationship? And one of you lied. It's kind of like when one of you told the truth and one of you lied. So we get to Rich Dollars, and come to find out, Rich Dollars was the one telling the truth. And that nigga jumped for joy. You could have threw that fool a happy birthday party, because he was like, yeah. And he grabbed his drink and he was like, man, I'm out. Like, got my drink. You better talk to her, because I ain't the one that lied. And so now Mariah Lynn's kind of feeling like, man, forget this. I'm going to pack my stuff up and leave. What I need to be here for. She was feeling a little sour. And Rich Dollars was like, man, fuck this. Like, she lying to me. And all these years she want this out of me. And she not even prepared to give it. So Dr. Ish, chases after him. As Dr. Ish chases after him, Lyrica starts to feel like getting sad and starts sinking into this feeling of understanding, like, oh my God, like, he can't get his shit together. This lie detector test was, basically the last ditch effort of proof of him, proving that he was going to be able to change. But we already knew he wasn't, because, his history shows it. He's had ample opportunities to. So she walks away to get some air, basically. A1's mad. He want to talk about, man, is this really what's getting ready to happen? Are we really about to let a test, decide what's good for our relationship? Is Lyrica about to really listen to some test instead of what we've been working on? Nigga, come on now. Stop the bull. Stop the cap. As the young folks say, stop the cap. So yeah, basically Dr. Ish goes to talk to Rich Dollars, and he mad. He like, man, Dr. Ish, ain't this some shit? Like, I'm sitting here, get taking all this heat because she worried about me being monogamous, and it's her. And they did show a flashback of the polygraph examiner basically saying, like, per Mariah Lynn's results and just a conversation, he truly thinks had she known Rich had said yes, hers would have been, yes as well. And I honestly do believe that, because there are some instances where you will see a lie detector test, and whatever the result may be, whether it be deception or no deception indicated, you can kind of logically, reason or kind of justify like what that answer becoming that, or why the result came back that way. And for Mariah Lynn, I think everybody was able to dissect and just get from, knowing her in the relationship, why hers came back, deception indicated. It's a survival mechanism. It's, I've already been embarrassed by this man so many times. Like, I'd be damned if I say I'm gonna be monogamous to him and he still wants to be out in the streets, basically. But Dr. Ish told him about what the examiner said, and Rich Dollars like, yeah, I understand, but still, that bitch failed. But he convinced him to go back in, but by this time, Mariah Lynn ran upstairs, so now Dr. Ish got to go put out that fire. She packing, talking about, man, I'm leaving. He's like, no, you can't go, because you're not going to let this shame take you over. You've been through so much. It's understandable. Rich Dollars, you sitting here running, and you know where Rich Dollars is at? She's like, where? He's like, in the chair. So he's like, you need to go down there with him, because he's still in the fight, So she's like, okay. And as he's sitting downstairs in the chair, K. Michelle, did explain to him exactly what I said of like, bro, you got to understand, like, you're dealing with a girl who's been damaged, who's been, hurt. So for her, it's like, okay, now I'm on TV have opportunity, to profess our love for each other, and is he really going to do it based upon our past? Like, she had already kind of psyched herself out going into it that he was going to fail already. So it's like, I'm going to give my answer depending upon my assumption of what his answer is going to be. And he kind of understood it a little bit better when K. Michelle said something to him. So Mariah Lynn comes back downstairs and she sits on the couch though. But they basically get told, okay, look, y'all get ready for, to get ready for tonight, get y'all's rings and everything. And, we'll be back later, for the ceremony. So everybody's getting ready for the ceremony. And it's so crazy because now the girls are outside and Lyrica is still goddamn crying. Like, she's tearing up all since the morning and after the lie detector test, because this was really a last ditch effort for her and A1, you could tell. And she's just thinking about her son. It's like, oh my God, Ocean, I know he's used to seeing mommy and daddy together. Like, when I get back, what does this mean? And K. Michelle was just like, girl, you have to do what's good for you and nobody else. The point is for kids to be able to see, their parents happy. You have to ask yourself right now, are you truly happy? And the answer is no, you're really not, Lyrica. So as she's panicking downstairs and crying, A1 of course is upstairs feeling like, man, I can't believe this is, gonna happen. Like, are we really about to split up because of a lie detector test? Like I said earlier, like, he kind of feels like, damn, she gonna choose a lie detector test over what we've been working on. And it's like, no, not the lie detector test, nigga, your actual actions. So Dr. Ish actually pulls Lyrica to the side because he's giving everybody their rings. And, he's like, I want to talk to you. Obviously, this for you is a super big decision because there is a kid involved. And, he basically asked her what's up. And she's like, for me, this was super important because when I go home, like, of course, what am I going to tell Ocean? And like K. Michelle said, kids pick up on energies. Like, parents, you got to understand that staying together shit that's not it. Dr. Ish called it out for what it was. He was like, what infuriates me the most is when couples come in and they always do I'm not happy, but for the kids, we're staying together for the kids. Oh, our relationship isn't really working, but the kids. And it's kind of like, no, it's not the kids. It's you. You either don't want to deal with the shame. You don't want to deal with the pain. You don't want to deal with the fallout, whether it be the physical, emotional, financial fallout of it all. So the kids is the scapegoat. And I'm so glad he said that. And so Lyrica was like, so what you're saying is, I shouldn't be just staying for my son. I should be staying because I actually want to. And it's better that my son, like Dr. Ish said, what's supposed to happen is if you can't be that in that healthy capacity together, at least be in a healthy capacity as individuals who can still work together, because that's what it's mostly about. Parents, you have to understand it's not just about y'all being together. The point is for y'all to be together happy and whole and fulfilled, and to show a full, healthy, functional relationship. Because, as he said, your kid is just going to grow up angry, not knowing guidance of how to pick out love or date or what it should really look like because of the example, he was given. So, that struck a chord with Lyrica, and you could tell she knew a decision she was going to make. So basically the ring ceremony comes. We first get K. Michelle and Caston, super cute dress she had on. Basically these two niggas decide to stay together, super cute. Then we get who came after them? Rich Dollars? No, it was A1 and Lyrica. So she comes out, he's standing there, of course he's nervous, and he actually gives like a little heartfelt apology. I'm sorry I did these things, I'm sorry I cheated. Like, he was basically really trying to lay it on thick because he knew that's your ass, Mr. Postman. A1 knew. And so Lyrica accepted the apology, but at the end of the day, of course he said yes, and she was like, you know what, nah, I'm out. And he threw a little bitch fit. And it's kind of like he mad because at the end of the day, it's no longer working for him to be able to not be there for a woman and to beat up on her and for her to stay there because you got a ball and chain. And honestly, that's what it is. Y'all think bitches be the one who be trying to trap dudes down, but men do it too. They know a good woman and they will lock her down with a kid because they know there's some type of obligation women feel to be staying with the daddy. So he throw a fit. But Lyrica goes to sit down in the room. So after that, Rich Dollars and Mariah Lynn go, And Rich Dollars, he got Mariah Lynn ring in there. He basically tells her, he ready to work on the future. And Mariah, the same thing. But she ended up opening her ring box and it was just the holder. And so Rich kind of looked like the fuck. And she lifted up the ring holder and it was under there. And he was like, man, she was like, yeah, that little heart attack you feel, that's what I feel every day. And so I need you to understand that's what it feels like. So from here on out, like, if we're gonna do this, let's be for real. Oh, actually, no, Lyrica, it wasn't that she didn't have the ring in the box, is that she said she decided she was gonna hold on to it until she's seen the changes. And A1 really felt mad about that. And it's like, bruh, like, okay, yeah, we worked on some things at this 2 weeks of being here, but like those things have to be implemented in the real world. And you're mad that she's actually wanting to like hold you to making sure you implement those things before saying, hey, let's jump back into this. That just goes to show you that like he wanted to be able to, let me show her something real quick. I can be good for this a little bit, but can you actually hold up that behavior? And the truth is, hell no. So Dr. Ish goes to get A1 because he sees him pouting on the balcony, and he basically lets him know, like, look, bruh, like, you still got to show her you're going to be there for her, and her biggest thing is an abandonment, and here you come outside. And basically Lyrica puts on her clothes because she's like, I don't need to be here. But they all come back in and basically, give a toast and give an update on everybody. Everybody's appreciative. And here's the updates for everybody. So y'all know Gangsta Boo and Emmett didn't make it to the end. But overall, they kill me with the typical. It's a 3-word sentence that lets me know that shit is ablaze in most relationships when they say these 3 words. And basically they got updated with Gangsta and Emmett are still together, still ain't engaged nor moved in, but they hit them with the we're better than ever. Anytime or been better than ever, anytime I heard we've been better than ever or been better than ever, basically that shit is in flames. Anytime a couple says, oh, we've been better than ever, lies, fairy tales, and fallacies. Go back to any show and any couple, oh man, we've been better than ever. It's bullshit. I'm letting you know. And honestly, and the crux of their relationship between Emma and Gangsta Boo, I do think Gangsta Boo is more to blame for the toxicity of it all. And Emmett just stays because he honestly just loves her. So moving on. Next, we have K. Michelle and Caston. So basically for them, we know they're still together. It's 6 months to the end of the year and Caston still ain't proposed. Watch that nigga propose on like New Year's Eve or something. He would do something like that to torture her. I really hope he does because K. Michelle is really wanting it. And I don't know if she would stay with him if he didn't, But okay, so who else was left? Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars, they broke up. I'm not surprised. They both got issues. They both back to the streets. It's survival mode. And for A1 and Lyrica, as soon as they got home, Lyrica filed for divorce. She ready to go, and A1 got no comments. So that should let you know how that went. Honestly, I feel like Lyrica knew she wasn't going to choose this man when she got done, but she basically manipulated him into coming so she could get a check. At least I can embarrass him, get a check, go back home, divorce his ass, and be done. I think she gave A1 a little bit of hope, but it's like, nigga, psych, you still the same old one, and I ain't doing this no more. And that's Marriage Bootcamp, you guys. So y'all tell me how I feel about the season. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You surprised these couples made it, who didn't make it, but y'all let me know. Thank you guys. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.